LinkedIn. Welcome to this live. That's not really live. I was trying to put it onto my LinkedIn, but for some reason it's not working. So I have to do this on my camera and then upload it. LinkedIn and its technical stuff. Anyway, I am here back from a trip. I went to an AI conference in Miami, and then I went to a Dr. Joe Dispenza conference in Marco Island, and I didn't make too many videos during that time, although I did take a lot of pictures, so I should possibly post those and do some stuff with that. But I want to talk to you today about something that I'm going to be doing every single day this month, which is talk about what does bad credit cost you, the cost of a bad credit score. And the reason I'm doing this is, and doing it live and doing it just like this, raw and real, is because I spend way too much time working on admin stuff that doesn't make any difference, such as video edits with a lot of pretty things behind my head and all kinds of stuff like that. It doesn't work when you need to just work and get your message out. And I'm going to take a completely different route than what I've been taking on my posting, because I don't feel that it's necessary to look a certain way, act a certain way, dress a certain way for you to get the message. I really believe that in order for you to understand the message, which is meant for you, and it's meant to help you, and it's meant to aid your financial destiny, I don't need to look a certain way, have a certain car, have a certain watch to do that. And if I do for you, then you're not the person that I need to be talking to. Now, that said, I want to discuss with you today what I just went through, and it's the cost of a bad credit score. And it's something that hits home to me, and it's why I got into credit in the first place, because I had a bad credit score for many, many years. And I had spent years trying to fix it with these stupid templates for generic reasons, stupid things that I was told to do by credit gurus that knew everything and knew everything better than I did, knew me better than I did. Oh, I know better than you do. And at the end of that $4,000, I think it was $4,800 I spent the total of, I ended up with nothing. And after that, I put my head in the sand, and I was really upset because I got nothing out of that. And that's a hard thing to deal with when all you want is a better credit score and a better opportunity. So when I found the software that I have now, which is the BoostMyScore AI, and I did change the name to BoostMyScore.ai, and I'm going to give that link to you here. And I started using BoostMyScore.ai. I started to really put all of my efforts into this. And in the beginning, I did great. In the beginning, I did awesome. But I made some mistakes, big mistakes, when my credit got higher. I made some bigger mistakes, thinking that, oh, I'm invincible. That's not true. So I know the mistakes not to make, and those are the mistakes that I'm going to be teaching in the course that I have that is coming out. But let me just give you this great story, because this is pretty intense. I went to go purchase a car. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I want to share something with you about credit scores first. 1 in 3 Americans has bad credit. And let me explain what bad credit is as far as a numerical value. Bad credit is anything from a 600 and below. And you start getting scored at a 300. Okay, so you only have 550 possible points anyway. But you're scored starting at 300. So from 300 to 600, you have bad credit. Okay, I think it's from 300 to about 610, 620 that you have bad credit. And bad credit isn't about a score. It's also about the profile. Okay, so let me stipulate that a bad score is because you have a bad profile that is supporting that score. And the profile is made up of 5 factors. We're going to go over those this month. But let me go back to the score. So poor credit is anywhere from like a 610 to a 659 or a 660. And then fair credit is from 660 up to about a 7, I would say a 710, okay? And then good credit is about 710 to a 770. And then excellent credit is above 770. So let's go over that just a little bit, because I want to share this deal that I got from this finance manager at Subaru in Centennial Hills in Vegas, and how they told me that this was such a great deal. Okay. So I walk in and I'm kind of unannounced. I was walking my dogs and I'm just kind of still, in my shorts and in my hat. And I just kind of, made myself at home. And I ended up going for a test drive with one of the customers that was outside. And she's like, you want to go in the car with us? Well, we're going for a test drive. I'm like, sure, great. So we test drive this vehicle, really nice electric vehicle. And I'm like, God, I really like this. Anyway, I end up giving my information, and we're going to go through and see if this is going to work for my business. And long story short, what I got was a good deal, a really good deal. Okay. And this is the really good deal I want to tell you about, which is absolutely hilarious. The really good deal is this: we're going to give you a lease, and you're going to pay $997 a month for this lease for 36 months. And then after, you get to buy out the lease at $6,000 more than the original MSRP. What a great deal. And this guy was like psyched about this deal. I'm like, what part of that deal makes sense? MSRP is $54,000 on this car, and you're telling me in 3 years I'm going to have to pay $59,000 to buy it out? Are you absolutely out of your freaking mind? I was like, what part of you just took way too much Celexa? Okay? Like, really? So I said, no, I'm not going to deal with this. And he's like, yeah, okay, well, you're walking away from a great deal. You're walking away from a great deal. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm going to walk away. See ya. And that was the end of it. They didn't want to sell me a car. They didn't even come back to me with saying, okay, we know you want to finance. Here's what we'll do. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They didn't want anything to do with me. I don't know why. I don't really care. Because there's somebody who wants to make a deal, and obviously they want to make an even better deal. So when one door closes, another big door opens. Now let me stipulate this. The reason this happened was because they told me that my credit score was lower than what I'm looking at. Now, I'm on the Experian site, I'm on the TransUnion site, and I'm on the Equifax site because I have access to all of them. And I'm looking at my score, and then I pull up my other score from my credit score company, and I'm like, they're off by like 70 points, on almost all of them. And so I'm like, that's interesting. So I asked the guy, he's like, well, this is up to the minute. And so he starts rattling off, and I said, tell me some of the names of the inquiries. And I'm like, I see. Okay, so those are soft inquiries. He's like, no, they're hard inquiries. And so I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing that they're soft inquiries, but he's telling me they're hard inquiries. So it's obvious something's going on in the background. I don't know what it is. And you know what? I really don't care to know, because it's not like I want to do business with Centennial Subaru anyway, okay, at this point. So that's over. But the point being that I look at this in two ways, and this is not the first time I've been treated like this, and treated like, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about when you're talking credit scores. They think they know more. They always will say they know more, okay? So they're going to treat you like you don't know anything, because they want you to feel disempowered so that you take them up on their really bad offers. This is predatory lending at its finest. I want you to be very understanding of where you're at. When you start to challenge your credit score with BoostMyScore.ai, understand this. This is not something that you take lightly. You are diligent in your efforts every single month, and you know exactly what's going on in your credit score. This is what most people don't know. They pull from one bureau and they think it's the shizzle. Those bureaus lie to you anyway when they pull your credit report. So don't think that they're telling you the truth, because they aren't. So they only tell you what you want to know. I pull from those credit reports, and then I pull a completely non-biased credit report about myself. And I can see what's on there. I know exactly what's on there. And I look at everything, and granted, my software does this for me. It pulls in the information from the bureaus, and then it pulls in my information, and it says, okay, this is what the bureaus have, this is what you have, this is what doesn't match, this is what the AI is going to write, and this is how it's going to write it in compliance language so that the eOscar machine reads it correctly and is able to give you the most robust challenge on your behalf. So that is how the credit, the Boost My Credit, excuse me, BoostMyScore.ai. Sorry, I'm so tired. BoostMyScore.ai works, okay? And I'm going to actually put up a page there so that you can see a video of exactly how this works. Like, you know, how it generates the letters, how you sign up, how you actually purchase your subscription, you know, all of it, all right? So just so you know, when you go in to buy something that's that big and you've been fixing your credit for a while, my thought is on this, because I've done this now twice, okay? And each time I get these different answers, and they're kind of like, you know, well, it's a lower score. I'll tell you this in a way that's going to make you feel disempowered so that you start relying on me. It's kind of this passive aggressive stuff. I know you've been through it. And so when you don't take them up on it, they kind of get a little pissy, you know. And this is where you have to hold your own in life and in your credit and in your finances, especially in your finances. This is really important, because when you look at your credit report and you see all the stuff on it and you start to realize how much stuff you've had on your report that can be challenged and you can get removed off of your report, and your profile can now look a lot better and a lot stronger, you start realizing how important it is for you to know exactly what's on that report before you walk into any place to purchase anything. You have everything, you've already looked at your report, you know exactly what's pulled. So that when they pull everything, you're able to sit there and look at them in the eye and say, I know that. I have my report. I'm very well aware of this. And they're not ready for that. They're not ready for you to be prepared. They want you to not be prepared. They want to catch you off guard. They want to catch you in a very vulnerable space. And then they want to disempower you in that vulnerable space and make you want more of what they have. This is how predatory lending works. So understand what bad credit is costing you. It's costing you a lot of people would make the decision to do that lease. They would. They would make the decision to pay $1,000 a month for the car that they wanted. And then after that, they'd be broke and they wouldn't be able to write off any of that. Even if it was under their business, it would only be a very small portion. And so understand that predatory lending costs you a fortune. I'll give you a couple of examples. If you go to school and get an undergrad degree, it costs you about $160,000 right now. If you go to school and get an undergraduate degree with bad credit, it's going to cost you about $215,000 right now. And that's not including all the years that it's going to take you off with interest. Okay, so like it's going to be very expensive for you. $500,000. Okay, I just got $150,000 of student loans, not only removed from my credit, but forgiven. And don't think that took like, oh, snap. It took me 6 years to do that. And these are retroactive as of April of 2017. So let me share with you why. Because I spent the time to write the letters, and I spent the time to do my homework, and I spent the time to do my due diligence, because I knew I could get those loans removed and forgiven. I knew it. So, and that was before the Biden administration. So this isn't about any administration or any president. Nobody was to blame here. And don't get me all, don't send me some hate mail about you and your taxes, because I'm not interested. But I will tell you this, bad credit is costing you a fortune if you're still listening to this. And if you are one of the women who says, I'm really digging how she's talking. I'm digging what she's saying, because I want that confidence. I want that confidence to walk away from the deal as opposed to having to take the deal because I think that's the only deal I'm ever going to get. Walk away from the deal. Walk away. because bad credit will cost you a fortune. And that's how they keep you in debt. That's how they keep you at a low score. That's how they're able to sell all your information for millions and millions and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, they're selling your information on you. This guy, I asked him, I'm like, can you send me a copy of what you're looking at? He's like, oh no, we can't send that. Really? You can't send me a copy of the credit report that you're pulling about my information, that you're making a decision on about my finances and what I'm going to pay you. You can't share that with me. Yep. Centennial Subaru in Las Vegas cannot share that information that they pull on you, about you, all about you. Okay? Now, understand that that's your information and you are entitled to that according to FCRA. So this is where they really try. I mean, and it happens every single day. You see it happen every day. And then you hear these sad stories of, they took advantage of me. No, they didn't. You didn't have the confidence to say no. You didn't have the confidence to say, you know what? Urgency is great. And if the car is gone, then so be it. But I'm not taking that deal. I'm going to get a better deal. And if you don't like that, then that's not my problem. But I'm going to get a better deal. And walk away and leave them there. You know, if they can get somebody else to buy it, then let them do it. But here's the deal with this is that, you know, when you have a bad credit score and that bad credit score is hurting you over and over and over again, then you've got to take care of the credit score. And the only way to do that is to learn how to read your credit score, number one, to learn how to use AI and my software, BoostMyScore.ai, okay? And utilize it so that you can have those letters printed for you, generated for you, written in compliance language, so that you're now challenging the bureaus not on factual. It doesn't matter. The fact is the fact. You either have a bankruptcy, you got a repossession, you got whatever you got. But whether it's Metro 2 compliant and meets compliance standards is a whole other ball of wax. And that's the one that you want to walk on. That's the wax that you want. That's the wax that's going to help you, okay? Because now you're able to challenge based upon whether it was reported in a compliant standard or not. If it wasn't, then it has to be taken off. It doesn't matter whether it's factual. It's got to be taken off. And here's the reason why. It doesn't meet the 5 points of compliance standards. We're going to go over that in November. But right now in October, we're going to go over the bad credit score. And I'm going to go over it every single day. And I'm going to make these videos every day. And you're going to see them every day. So you'll probably not watch this whole thing. And if you do, God love you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you telling everybody about BoostMyScore.ai, because this is how I've been able to get $150,000 of loans removed from my credit score, have those loans. It wasn't just this software, but have those loans totally removed and forgiven. Have 177 points on my score. I went up 102 points in the very first 2 weeks of using my credit score software. I mean, really, it's amazing what can be done, okay? So understand that you have the opportunity, you have the means by which you can start creating on your own a better future without a credit guru, without paying somebody. So go to BoostMyScore.ai, sign up for an account, click the register, the little red register button, and then go and purchase your, what they call a subscription to GAs, all right? You can start at $147. You don't have to pay a lot of money. I would start at the $197 because that's me. That's how I go. That's how I roll. And then you're going to get your credit report and put that up into the software. And we will teach you 3 days a week live, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We go over your questions live in our Facebook group. And so once you purchase your subscription, then you can get into the Facebook group. All right? So I will see you there. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.